And I'm looking forward to absolutely great things from our ladies. Our ladies, I'm just gonna say it. Our ladies take the lead. Man, they reign, they rule, they rock. But I'm telling you, ladies, the fellas on your trail this year.
We see.
2017, well, we done got in go mode.
Yes, sir.
So we gonna give you props. Y'all are doing it. Y'all are doing it.
Vernacular.
But I just feel somebody nipping at your heels.
Come on.
Amen. But right now we're gonna just celebrate the fact that this Ladies Month. And I think if any real man can say this, that you wouldn't even be the man you are without the woman beside you.
True that.
Paul, just wait till you get there, man. That's a good thing, Paul. Wait till you get there. Don't get over anxious, Paul. Wait on him to send her.
Yeah.
How do I know it's her?
You'll know. You'll know. Yeah, there is no answer to that. You'll know. You'll know. The Bible says a man that finds a wife, watch this, finds a good thing and obtains favor. It's some stuff that you can't get until you get a wife. Wow. Justin, I just spoke over your life. It's some stuff that you won't be able to get until you get her.
Yeah, that's right.
Because a man that finds a wife finds a good thing. If that ain't good enough, he said, then you will obtain favor. Favor ain't fair. Which means you can get some stuff that you ain't supposed to get.
That's right.
You know how we sometimes we trick out, we say our mamas love one kid better than the other. Because they get them stuff that everybody else don't get. You know, every now and again we feel like we the kid who don't get what everybody else get. You always buy them then. You always do that. Well, favor ain't quite fair, so that means some stuff that you ain't supposed to get.
Yeah.
Man, that kind of favor when God favors you.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, when God favors, I'm not telling you go not get a degree. I'm not saying that.
Right.
Because I certainly believe that God bless a child who got his own. And go mode is just that. You get going and God will bless.
That's right.
But when God favors you, I'm telling you, man, when God favors you, you can get some stuff that degree was supposed to help you get.
That's right.
And God said, because I favor you, I know you ain't got it, but come on here anyway.
Right.
I know you didn't work for it. You just got in the kingdom, but come on here anyway.
Yeah. I believe that.
Yeah, I believe God for that. So I'm grateful for my wife, my own good thing. Can we celebrate our own first lady? We can't. None of us would be sitting here if it wasn't for her. She had to agree to this thing. Lord, I ain't doing it by myself. You better tell her too. If you tell her too, you got me. Amen. But I praise God for each and every one of our ladies. Those who are in attendance and those who are not here tonight. We celebrate you all month long, and I'm looking forward to a fantastic month. And so in honor of Ladies Month, I kind of retooled what we talked about Monday night at the Man Cave. Guys, make some noise. Woo! Told you, lady. See that? See that? Them boys getting right. They didn't know I was going to cut them off, but they cut off just like that. Boys getting right. Listen, so in honor of Ladies Month, we wanted to kind of, I kind of morphed a little bit what we talked about Monday night. Because it was so good, I wanted y'all to get it too. So I retooled the name a little bit. And tonight we're going to talk about act like a lady, but think like a Christian man.
That's good.
Act like, watch out, Steve. Act like a lady, but think like a Christian man. Ladies, don't take offense when I say Christian man. It's just a title. Fellas, don't think you're X'd out of this lesson because it says act like a lady. It's just a title. It's just a title. These are still principles that each and every one of us can leave and take. Y'all want me to sign the book when it's over? They're taking pictures. I'm getting make sure I get in. All right. These are all principles that you can take with you tonight, each and every one of us, no matter how old you are, whether you have a spouse or you don't have a spouse, whether you're a woman or a man, it doesn't matter. We can all lead with principles on be a Christian man. Amen?
Amen.
Scripture tells us that we let this mind be in you that is also
In Christ Jesus.
Right. Let this mind be in you. I like that smile on Junior's face because he know y'all in for a treat. he almost like, you know how I be like, I know something that you don't quite know. Like, I don't even know. This finna be real good. You make me feel good about myself, Junior. Praise God. Let this mind be in you that is also in
Christ Jesus.
Christ. That's a key text.
Yeah.
That's a key text. That's a key text. Let this mind be in you. I think the only way, and I might be stepping on my own lesson a little bit, but I got to go here. I believe the only way you get from here to there is you have to make the cognitive decision. You have to make the cognitive decision. Some people, I believe, take for instance, my mother used to do this, right? We had friends come over to the house, and sometimes we would get in trouble at home, and she would jump all over me. And then she really wouldn't say much to them, even though all of us got caught.
Right.
And I thought that was kind of odd. I was like, oh, well, I know it's mama, but man, you can't. And she would say, I know you know better.
Yeah.
I don't know what they know.
That's right.
Yeah.
I know you know better. I don't know what they know. Right? So I believe God gives grace to people who don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But those of us who know Him,
Yeah.
He expects more.
That's right.
Yeah.
So let this mind be in you. In other words, if we come to think like Him, watch this, we'll start acting like Him. I don't know about you, but at the end of it all, I want to, when I meet Him, I want Him to say, servant, well done. Right? I'm going to twist it a little bit. When you go to a restaurant, they ask you how you want your steak, and you say, well done, that means you want it thoroughly finished.
That's right. That's right.
So when I meet Him and He says, servant, well done, that means I've almost been perfected.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't catch that.
Yeah, we call it.
I've almost been perfect. When I meet Him, I don't want Him to just say, come on in. I want to hear, because some folk gonna hear that.
Yeah.
You made it in by the hair on your chinny chin chin. I don't want to be that cat. I want to be the one when He says, come on in, servant, well done. Boy, you look like me.
Yeah.
You know, you see some folk be like, oh yeah, that's your son. He look just like you. When I get there, I want him to say, ooh, that boy look like Jesus. Look at him. Boy, he look just like, boy, that's your dad. Show. He spit you out. I want him to say that when he see me.
Yeah.
Let this mind be in you. That's also, y'all ready to get into this thing?
Yeah.
We're going to unpack the T.H.I.N.K. We're going to unpack that. And so we start with that first letter, which is what?
T.
T. Is it true? That's the T. Is it true? John 14:6. That's the ESV version, English Standard Version. Says, Jesus said to him, I am the way and the truth and the life. Watch this. No one comes to the Father except through me. You cannot talk about being a Christian man without incorporating Christ.
That's right.
Did y'all hear me when I said that?
Yeah.
You cannot. I mean, that's where it starts.
Yeah.
I know Oprah has, and a lot of us love Oprah. Oprah has gotten this new age philosophy that you can get to the Father by many different avenues. I like you, Oprah, but God bless you, you're wrong in that. I'm going to go ahead and just declare that. James is taping tonight, so I can even say that publicly. Oprah, you can call me, email me, text me. If you do, I'm going to still be like, oh, I love Oprah, but you're wrong. According to the scriptures, there is only one way you can get to Him. Jesus says, I am that way. Then He says, I am the truth, and I am the life. In other words, if you come through me, I'm the way. If you come through me, truth is found in me.
That's right.
So you can't get to, watch this, you can't get to and the life without going through the truth.
That's right.
So how do you get to that life? By that truth. So that T, man, it's got to be true. It's got to be true. T, is it true? Is it true? Is it true? We talked a little bit. We talked a little bit Monday about that thing, right? And I'm a fellas. I ain't gonna tell you everything. But I have to give. We asked the question, like, how many of us lie in our relationships, right? Sometimes your wife might ask you, fellas, you gotta make no noise. I throw myself on the cross for this one. Babe, how this look on me? Shh. Fellas, don't say nothing. Baby, how this look on me? You like my hair this week? You want to go with me to the mall? You feel like getting up going to the store for me? Anybody ever heard that one? You just got home from 10 hours. You feel like running to the mall with me? Sure. Sure. Now, if you 100% always feel like that, raise your hand. If you 100% always felt like getting up, but you feel like taking my mom to the store. You feel like stopping by mama's house to pick up. My mom coming over, is that all right? Yeah, baby. We all know in our mind, we're like, no, your mom be tripping. You know, is that always true? How many of us feel like we live our life by the truth? I'm talking about it, right? How many of us feel like we live our life truthfully?
That's for everybody.
I mean, if you feel like you live your life, you live your life truthfully. You feel that way? Talk to us, because I don't really know that life, right? Because I am one of those people that she's like, baby, you feel like going to the store? I don't.
No.
But I ain't gonna tell her now because I want to get in trouble.
I don't get in trouble though.
All right, tell her, talk to us.
I'm the head of that household. And I tell her I don't feel like going, well, us might end up going. But
Okay. Don't tell the truth.
now, I don't always know. I don't always know, but she knows when I say no, I'm not going. And she tries, she beg and plead, but no.
Yeah, please, no.
No.
You don't have to give us a class. Anybody else? Is there anybody who struggles with that? Right? Anybody that struggles with that? And sometimes, and watch this, it's not always because you are a liar. It's not always because there's wickedness in you. I think sometimes, I'm not making excuses for anybody that does. But I think some people lie in some regards. I'm not talking about just outright lying. You stealing money and stuff. Like, I ain't talking about that. And you cheating and stuff like that. I ain't talking about that. But I think some of us do it to maybe appease the situation. Maybe to, we feel as though the temporary solution is not to cause further argument. Anybody? It's not just for the fellas now, ladies.
You know, for me, I just try my best not to lie. Before I lie, I just won't say anything. Even if I do, I just try not to lie. I'm not a good liar. I've never, I'm a pretty truthful person.
What if that truth sometimes is difficult for somebody to hear?
I try to pray about the right time and the right place and even the right space to share it and even to share it all. I think relationship matters.
Relationship does matter. Anybody struggle with that truth? Come on, ladies, tell the truth. You know how your friend get in the car? Y'all getting ready to go to the mall together, but she get in the car and she's just a little bit more tacky than you want her to be. But she don't say nothing. You like, hey, is this all right? Girl, you straight?
We just going here. We ain't gonna be in there that long.
Come on, tell the truth, ladies. It ain't like y'all more truth. I think everybody has done it. Somebody get in the car, I'm straight. You like, yeah. In your mind, you like, man, you with me, man. Come on, tell the truth. Tell the truth, shame the devil. Is it true? Right. I think right. So to think like a Christian man, I think it has to start there. To get to that life, I think we have to struggle. We have to find what truth is, and I think the truth is always found in Him. I think He always had the courage to be truthful. I know He was God, but He still told Peter, right? Peter, man, I'll never deny you, Jesus, man. I'm right, man. You finna deny me in just 30 minutes. He was always truthful. He told Martha, he said, Martha, you tripping. I ain't taking this away from Mary. He told us to her face. And I know I think because we attribute these things to Jesus that we think that it's a little bit more simplistic. But lest we forget that he was fully human. He was fully human, and he's relational, which means he built relationships with these folks. They in the house cooking for him and stuff. Jesus, tell Mary to get up and help me. I'm trying to bust these suds and get these pots and pans together. Like, you got all these folks that's following you. I'm trying to cook for everybody. Jesus, get up and help her. Nah, Mary, I don't want you to keep cooking, but you're wrong though. I think because it's him, we attribute this stuff as simple. I mean, he had to call it to your face what you were. You're a whitewashed tomb. You look good on the outside, just had to call it what it is. I think because it's him, we tend to think that maybe it was easy. I mean, it could be borderline disrespectful to tell your mama, why you looking for me? Then you know where I was going to be at? Let your kid tell you that right now. He might get slapped.
He said he was in his father's house?
Yeah, 12 years old, he in the temple. That could be seen in the modern day context as a little bit disrespectful. Jesus, man, we looking for you. What? Man, we done headed on down the road. We thinking you with us for a whole day and you in here? What y'all looking for me for? I didn't know where I was gonna be at. Borderline disrespectful. But he kept it real. Anybody that struggle with sometimes keeping it real? Y'all was wonderful. All right. Nobody want to really be honest. Amen. You know y'all struggle with it. Somebody, man, all right, cool. All right, since y'all don't, well, I guess we can move on since y'all don't struggle with this.
Okay.
Amen. Can we move?
Amen.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. T is it truth, right? Second letter, H. Is it helpful? Think like a Christian man. Is it helpful? What does the text say? The text says, then the Lord God said, come on, somebody read it. Somebody read it. Ladies, it's ladies month. When our ladies read it. With a thunder, put your preacher voice on, woman. Come on, who gonna read it? What is really going on tonight?
Then the Lord God said, it is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him a helper fit for him.
And the Lord God said, it is not good for man to be alone. That God made man a helpmate.
Right.
And with a wife. She's our helper. Lined up to help us out. To help us accomplish our mission, our goals, our purpose. Right? But fellas, how many of us are as helpful to our wives as they are called to be to us? How many of us volunteer to do the homework? How many of us volunteer to go do the grocery shopping? Hey, sit down. I don't cook tonight. I got the kids from the daycare. Don't worry about it. I got it. Don't worry about how we're gonna pay the bills. I got all that today. Are we as helpful to our help me? Make me help her. Are we as helpful? Fellas, why do you think we may struggle in that area?
Selfish.
Selfish.
Spoiled.
I was talking to the
Women.
Hold on. Ladies, when I asked y'all to read, y'all didn't want to say nothing.
They want to say
So I'm going to offer up all your answers now. I'm talking to the fellas at this point. I'm going to come your way. Fellas, why do you think we perhaps struggle in that area? You said selfish. Why? What do you unpack that?
Because most times when guys, we go off from work and stuff, we think about ourselves first. We think about watching TV, lay back, put shoes off, grab some drink.
Cold?
Yeah, we do it all the time. We think about ourselves first.
I think as men, we compartmentalize things, right? If I do this,
I like that answer.
then you should be able to do this.
Compartmentalize.
Helping kids and doing all that, that ain't my role. We in a compartment. That's your compartment. Now, if you talking about you gonna cut the grass, then but we compartmentalize things.
Yeah.
Right? And so I do this, you do that. And we've defined them as roles or
Yes.
I think that's why.
Yeah.
Brilliant answer. Brilliant answer. Here's why I'm glad he touched it, because oftentimes, right, we look at things in terms of roles. And I was listening to Mary did a marriage seminar with Mike and Dee Dee Freeman, right? And we know Teddy publicly cheated on one of the marrieds, Tina. Well, he publicly cheated, but he cheated. But they announced it and they dealt with it very publicly, right? And so in this seminar thing with Mike and Dee Dee Freeman, Teddy said he was talking about forgiveness, and that forgiveness was an ongoing thing. And so he said, and so she spoke up. She said, "Yeah, I forgave him for the ladies, but then I realized that I still struggle with forgiving him for the everyday menial tasks. I was mad at him because I forgave him for the ladies, but I was mad at him because whenever he get to come home, he just play with the kids. I'm the one got to do all the work. I forgave him because he ain't never had to do all the cooking and rearranging the shelves. After I got off the road, I still had to come and do all of that. It seemed like he just had a breeze in the house while I did all the work. And I was mad about that." She said, "I didn't realize that I harbored that much hatred or that much bitterness in my heart. Because he wasn't being as helpful as I thought he should have been." And so I'm glad that he gave that answer, because oftentimes we think that it's purely laziness or the fact that we're inconsiderate, or your mate, male or female, is inconsiderate in a certain area, when oftentimes I just think we've accepted what her society has taught us, that these are gender roles. We all have those roles. I think mine's a little bit skewed because my mother was the woman of the house and it wasn't no man. And so I saw my mama fix stuff. I saw my mama mow the grass, pump her own gas. I saw her do stuff like that. So for me, it's a bit skewed, but not totally. Because there's some things that you think, oh, that's my job to do. And then, ooh, my homework. Don't talk to your mama. Right? So I think society has given us these roles that we live by, and we do call. So it's not from a place of wickedness or inconsiderateness. Yes, there is some elements of selfishness, but I think on both sides. I think all of us struggle in the health department, especially us guys, because we feel like, well, if we're supposed to go out there and conquer the world, fight the giants that work all day, we ought to be able to come home and just sit in our recliner and give me a cold beverage. That's kind of what history has taught us. If the barbarian go get him, go slay the giant, bring on the meat, you cook it. That's kind of what history has taught us, right? But I think society now has shuffled a different deck, right? Because ladies work as many hours as we do, right? The playing field has been a bit leveled, and so maybe we need to redefine or recompartmentalize some of these roles. Ladies, why do you think you guys struggle in the areas of being truly the helper?
Oh, you said
Ladies.
You bad.
We're gonna fit the room in a minute. Gonna get on the fellas, because you almost get fired. I just saw that. I started looking up at you.
I thought it was open flow.
Wow, it's amazing how the ladies don't have an answer.
No.
Why do you think? What is the struggle in the area of helping?
I don't think I struggle anymore, but I think that just in general, women, because we are emotional beings, like if it's like a cause and effect for a lot of women. If you're not doing what you're supposed to do, then I'm not motivated. I'm demotivated to be as helpful as I should be.
Amen.
Well, me, I try to help as much as I can.
Dad has a rest.
I really try to help as much as I can, and no matter what it is with the kids, with the bills, I try to help as much as I can and give him as little stuff as he can do. I always just try to help him as much as I can, so he won't be so stressed out, because he do go to school and he do go to work. So the little money I get, or if I get if we get out text or whatever, if it's in my name, I put all of it towards the renting stuff so he can not have so much stress on him when he go out in the world. But I try to help as much as I can.
That's good. But I want to make sure that we catch the question. What's the struggle? The First Lady gave an excellent answer, I think. Right? But what's the struggle? Well, if you want to know why we don't do, maybe some fellas want to know maybe why you don't do. Right? And maybe not some fellas in this room. Maybe whoever you talk to at work tomorrow, or somebody maybe you mentor. Maybe somebody here will give you perspective as to what to share when you're talking to somebody. Maybe someone may say, "Oh, I got a little bit more clarity because I didn't know guys compartmentalize." Some man might leave and say, "Hey, I got a little bit more clarity because I didn't know that my actions motivate or demotivate you." Anybody else can speak to a ladies? What?
Tell me the question again. I gotta make sure I get this answer.
In the area of helpfulness, right? If you're called, just from a female perspective now, you touch the male side, and your role as a helper, what could be the struggle behind why you don't help, as maybe you were called to do?
Okay, because what I believe is really the struggle is just like what he was saying. It's the same thing. That a helper to me is not what God the intended that we're supposed to. To me, when He created the man and the woman, the helper was because you cannot bear a child without a woman. So it's certain things that you got to be as like partnership in order to do something. So it's not about the helping as we divide chores or we can divide chores, but it's not such thing as a his and a hers category. Mm-hmm. And it goes back to what you were saying. I think society put women in the house, and so that was their helping. I'm gonna help. I'm gonna take care of the children. I'm gonna prepare the food, and so they kind of put that as the connotation of what a helpmate was supposed to be. They put the
definition of what a helper is.
And so to me, that's not really what a helper is. So I struggle with it because, like he said, you think I'm following you, because you my helpmate. You supposed to follow me. And I don't believe that's how God created that. My following is helping, because you can go off the cliff. God didn't call me to go follow you off the cliff. And so I can't do that. So I don't believe that's what it is. So I think that's why women struggle. And because society has kind of put us as servanthood, and I think even husbands to this day still do women like that. When they say, I'm the head, I run the household, or you my helpmate. Like whatever I do, you gotta, you help me doing. What you doing? First, before I can help you.
So that's good. Let's define real quick that term, help me.
What I believe.
Let's put definition, because that's good. Let's put definition to the term help me, and I'll give mine to you.
I don't believe that there is a set definition. I believe that like you're different, Meek's different, Johnson, everybody's different. I think whatever area you need help with is what I'm called to assist you with, whatever that is. You may not need help cooking. You may be, my father passes, but he's the number one cook in his house because he loves to do it. Even though he's flat out old school. But he's good at it, he enjoys it. So he need a look, that ain't really what cook my food is not his thing, But he ain't gonna clean up nothing. So he has a wife that don't mind clean. When she get tired, she can hire somebody. You see what I'm saying? So whatever your weak in is where I'm supposed to sure up, in my opinion. And that's for everybody. It's not one thing I'm supposed to cook, whatever that is.
Anybody else want to touch?
I think being a helper, and like you said on both ends, is being one that's encouraging to the other builder, the other one up, where you see a weakness, because we both need each other to pull, to where we need to be. If I see something in him, and so I think as a help mate, whatever, it's my place to pull him, to help to encourage and pull him to where he needs to be, and vice versa. If he sees a weakness in me, I think, you know, it's for him to pull me. So I think in that pulling each other, I think that's the biggest help, you know, that you can be to one another, promoting and encouraging.
Anybody else?
Well, I think a helpmate is somebody who try to make peace with what's not peaceful in the other person's life. But I do feel like sometimes it's always one person doing it and one person receiving more than the other person. And I was gonna say that's why I struggle a lot with me wanting or not wanting to do certain things, because sometimes I feel like it's a one-way street. So, but I feel like it's whatever not peaceful, I feel like that person should try to make it peaceful in the other person's life.
So let's man, we done unpack something. We can touch something. Go to Genesis. Whatever device you have. If you got a Bible, whatever. Genesis. Let's look at that. We're gonna try to make it to the end, but I don't want anybody to leave without touching it, because I think this is important. Go to Genesis chapter 2:18. Let's find some different text. Well, I'll tell you what, let me read. I'm gonna read what we call the Ghetto Bird. She not here, I can say it. Miss Tracy not here, I can say it. This is the context. Everything, we're still in creation, right? Chapter 1, God is creating everything. Chapter 2, he's still doing some stuff, right? And so, here it is. Everything that he created, he said it was what? Good. Come on, y'all. Everything he created, he said it was good. Okay? Everything he created, he said it was good. So he makes Adam. He sets him in the garden, go do you, Adam. And then he looks at it and says, it's not good that you're alone. So he's created Adam with his own hands. So if God made him, he made him perfectly, right? There is no sin, so there is nothing but perfection. He breathed his life into him. Breathe. Then Paul turns around and uses that in the New Testament and says everything God breathed is inspired, right? So God has breathed his life into his masterpiece. So there is nothing wrong with Adam individually. Nothing wrong with Adam. So if he is walking in perfection, has a perfect relationship with God, then what's not good? I don't think it's the fact that he can't bear children. Because God is God. He can do whatever he want to do. I don't think it's the fact that he has some inability to do. Because God has given him dominion. There is no sin, so there is no limitation. So there's something about maybe his purpose that can't be walked out because he's by himself. If I'm stretching, stop me. If you disagree with me, stop.
Well, because Adam gave birth to Eve.
So God can do what he wants to do. He put up. Well, I think that term birth may be a stretch. I think him saying birth could be a stretch.
No, some people in here may not know what he means.
I got to remember. I think that word birth could be a stretch, but however, God did pull Eve out of his side.
Yeah.
So what's to stop him from pulling even more out of his side? Right? If all you gotta do is just pull a few more, because if God put it in him, he can restore it. How many ribs you get? How many? So if he want to, can't he just get to pulling ribs? And say, well, I took him back. I took him out. I can replace him.
You talking about in a marriage, like bring him back?
Hold on, no, I'm talking about the actual rib. You getting too deep. The actual rib. If he wants to, he can just keep pulling ribs. And then from them, he can pull some more ribs and pull some up. So that could be a generation without the woman having to necessarily give childbirth that way. So a woman was extracted from her husband. A baby is extracted from a woman. So the term birth can be relative, but I get the point. So I don't think it's because a man can't do physical things that a woman can do. I think it's because a man might be lacking the connection and partnership if he was by himself. What does the text say? It's not good that a man, what? The text defines it. That he should be alone. God lives in eternity with the begotten Son and the Holy Ghost. He loves his Son and the Spirit. They all commune eternally together. There is a relationship that they have eternally enjoyed. And so if God has existed in relationship eternally, maybe he knows that if you're in isolation, what I've enjoyed, he'll never enjoy, and that's not good. God came up with the plan. Jesus walked out the plan. The Holy Ghost makes the plan applicable to you. Preach for it. God created the plan. Watch this. So with the help of Jesus, God's plan was fulfilled. That sounds like a helper to me.
He was the second out.
Paul, I'm gonna come your way just a minute. You trying to get there. You trying. His brain working. Hold on. So Jesus makes the plan happen. He comes alongside God. Watch what he says in his natural life. I only do what God has called me to do. I do only what God has given me to do. I'm here to assist the master. I'm not saying a woman you should deal with your husband in that way. Baby, I can only cook what you tell me to cook. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that I don't think it's some physical thing that we're talking about here. I think it's a plan. I think it's conversation of a concept of purpose and communion. God lives for relationships. He lives for communion. Even now, he wants to commune with you. It's, behold, I knock at the door. And if you let me in, I just want to sit at the table and talk. You might get a text tonight say, I just want to come over and talk. You know that Negro don't want to come over and talk.
More too.
You want Netflix and chill. I believe that term help me, right? I believe she was given to be a helper to help him, to come into partnership with him, to come into agreement and connection with him, to fulfill the purpose that he had on his life. And although that sounds one-sided, that's why I'm asking the question tonight. How many of us guys come into a partnership with our ladies to help them fulfill the purpose that God has given them to? I know the context is the man, a woman coming alongside the man, but there's nothing about the text that tells us that man can't come alongside the woman to help them with the purpose that they have. I'm going to move on in a minute, but I love this couple that I just absolutely love. Derek Ryan and Latrice Ryan. Did the woman of God not come over here and just tear the house apart, bless his house, so forth and so on? Powerful woman of God. Many of you probably listen to her on Tuesday mornings when she's doing the prayer call. Powerful woman of God. God is moving in her life all through the nation. She is speaking about 8 times a week, right? All through the nation. But her husband comes right alongside her to make sure she's good to go. With no ego. I mean, I'm telling you, I've never seen that kind of selflessness in a man. It don't bruise his ego at all that he's Latrice Ryan's husband. Because he know when she got off that plane, come here, baby. Don't talk no more for the rest of the night. Okay, baby. She gonna come down because it's her husband. And it ain't no matter of, ooh, he telling her what to do. No, they're in agreement with one another. She's causing him to be the businessman that he is. And he's helping her to walk out the vision that God has for her life. All I'm asking tonight is, can we come in a partnership with one another? So when this whole notion of thinking like a Christian man, let's try not to think about us or ourselves. Let's think about the person that we can come alongside of. Now, you don't have to be married to do this. How can I come alongside my dad? How can I come alongside my mom? How can I come alongside the school to make sure that the vision for the school come to pass? How can I come alongside the pastor to make sure the vision happens? How can I come alongside you to make sure that whatever God has for you happens in your life? Can I stop thinking about me enough to think about you and be helpful? Let's move. We ain't got that long, y'all. But that good? Yeah. Is it inspiring? For I have given you an example. This is Jesus talking. John 13 and 15. For I have given you an example that you should do just as I have done for you. The context is, right, this is Jesus talking to Peter. He says, Mama, you're going to take care of, he washed the feet of the disciples. And people like, man, you ain't got to do that, man. Oh. He said, man, hush. I got it. I'm showing you how to serve. I'm showing you how to be helpful. I'm showing you how to come alongside. But watch this. He's doing it because I want to make sure that I'm an example to you. How many of us are willing to be an inspiration to those we come alongside? You were saying yes, or you couldn't answer?
I was saying yes.
Oh. Right? How many of us live our lives to be an inspiration? Watch this. If you think that way, possibly it causes you not to do some stuff that you ought not do. I have 3 sons, and I got 3 sons, right? My wife will tell you, although they're denied, every time you look up, they just doing me like this. Like, then why you staring at me? I wasn't even looking at you. Clearly you are. A Christian does it. They gonna eyeball me. David does it. David just... She'll pick him up and walk around the room. He just be looking around her like, nah, I'm trying to look at that. I have 3 young men who are looking at everything I do. 3. Now, you may not have 3 sons, but you got somebody, watch this, whose eyes are on you. Are you inspiring them?
Wow.
I like how I did the wordplay. I inspire.
Yeah. I love it.
Somebody's eyes. God has ordained somebody's eyes to be on you. And it's what you do in your life that's going to possibly inspire them. And you're called to inspire somebody. What you do is your life a living example for people to follow? Is it a blueprint? Is it a roadmap of how to be a believer, how to be a Christian, how to stay holy, Kingdom, how to stay saved when you feel like cussing? How to be a helper even when that Negro get on your nerves? Because whether I pick the mop up and use it, it's still a mop. Its purpose doesn't change. I'm preaching much better than y'all. Its purpose does not change because it's not used right. A mop is still a mop. A vacuum will always be a vacuum. And so if you are a helper, if you are a man of God, you're called to be that no matter if anybody recognizes you doing it or not. Your role doesn't change. Your function doesn't change because people don't recognize or use you. I came up in a church that had 26 associate preachers. And I just got called. I'm low on the totem pole. You think he's going to tell me to come preach? Nope. But does it change the fact that I was a preacher? Nope. My function and my calling didn't change just because my assignment wasn't called upon. It's good to me. All right. Look, he said, I have given you an example. Christ has given us an example. And if he's given us an example, then we're called to be an example. Are you inspiring somebody? Or are you selfishly remaining in your feelings because your life ain't going right? Maybe your life is not going right so you can show somebody how to smile even though you should be frowning.
That's right.
Maybe your marriage is messed up so you can show somebody how to fix it and that it can be fixed.
Yeah.
If God asked you, do you want this trial? None of us would take it. Like I gotta give. I'm gonna give you counsel, but I'm gonna let you beat it. Will you accept that assignment? Nobody will.
Right.
So he has to trust you.
Yeah.
Y'all think I'm playing, but it's getting good to me. He has to trust you.
Yeah.
He got to trust you with a trial because he needs you to be the example that.
Oh, that's good.
I'm gonna move tonight. Actually, I'm gonna stay at church or money when I need it. He needs you to be the example that if I'm working in your life, man, if God be for you, who or what?
Yes, sir.
Your whatsoever, your whatever pales in comparison to whosoever. Whatever your problem is, it pales in comparison to whosoever knows God. Whosoever calls upon the name of the Lord, whosoever, man.
Yeah.
Whatever you're dealing with, man, it pales in comparison to whosoever. Got it? All right, we almost there, y'all. Am I over? I'm over. It's all right. We go over anyway. Is it necessary? Deuteronomy 30 and 15. Somebody read that for me.
See, I have set before you today life and good, death and evil.
So he says, I've set before you life and good, death and evil, right? Let's put it like this so you can get the illustration. I've set before you life and good, death and evil. And so the option is for us to choose, right? For us to choose. And I think when you look at that thing, is it necessary? When you stand before something, I think you should ask yourself, is it necessary? Is it necessary that I cuss you out, although I'm justified? Is it necessary that I divorce you because divorce is no longer the big D anymore? It's acceptable behavior now. You know, when you was younger, and you got divorced, boy, that's like a scarlet letter. But now you can get married 3-4 times, divorced 3-4 times, don't think none of it. You get married again or not. Although I may be justified, although I won't get talked about no more, can I sleep with 3-4 folks? It's cool. That's what a man should do anyway. We raised that way. We raised to conquer. We 2 girlfriends, boy, you ain't doing enough. Is it necessary? Is it necessary to look at every fine thing that walks by? Is it necessary to entertain everything that happens at the beauty shop? Is it necessary to hear all the chat about what's going on in somebody else's business and then they like, is it necessary to spread what you know about somebody else? a place before you good and evil. You choose. But what's necessary? I'm of the persuasion that everything you do in life is either going to make you or break you. I don't believe that everything you do in life is going to either propel your spirit or everything you listen to, everything you digest, right? It's either going to be for your good or it's against your good. So I think you have to ask the question, is it necessary? I don't feel like praying, but is it necessary? I'm struggling in the area of tithe and offering. I don't quite know where my money going. But is it necessary? Is it necessary that I obey somebody because they're the quote-unquote leader, even though I think I know more? Is it necessary to give God a sacrifice of praise when that nigga ain't preaching anyway? I don't like that song they singing no how. I was going through it last night. I just came, so I won't have to tell them why I missed. And I think everything you do in life is either going to help to build your spirit man or it's going to quench your spirit man.
Absolutely.
I think you have to ask yourself the question, before I choose what I'm going to choose, is it necessary?
Wow. That's good.
Is it necessary? I'm rushing to the last letter here. Okay. Not you. Okay. Is it kind? Galatians 5:22. But the fruit of the Spirit is love. What is it? What else?
Joy.
Peace.
Patience.
Kindness.
Goodness. Faithfulness.
Yeah, we're going to harp on kindness. But what is it that we're talking about? The fruit of the Spirit. That means the characteristics of Christ showing up in you.
Yeah.
Thinking like a Christian man. Let this mind be in you that's also in Christ Jesus. So if the mind in me that's in Christ Jesus, that means if I try to be like him, or if I keep looking at him and try to live like him, I'll begin to act like him. And in my actions, kindness exudes because that's just the fruit, or should I say the proof of the Spirit. I think if I ask right now, how many of y'all, anybody got the Holy Ghost? Your hand being lifted may not be proof, but you exuding kindness when you got every reason not to be does. Fruit or proof that the Spirit of God resides on the inside of you. Proof that you're thinking like a Christian man. Proof. Is it necessary that I show kindness? I think when we look at the text, how many times did it seem as though Jesus was frustrated? How long must I be with you guys? Don't y'all understand anything? Jesus, what that parable mean? Good Lord. I think his greatest example of this in life of Jesus, because we're trying to be like Jesus, right?
Absolutely.
3.5 years he had a dude who walked beside him that he knew was going to betray him. 3.5 years he walking with Judas. And even when Judas is introduced in the text, it said, and Judas Iscariot, the one who betrayed. That's how he introduced.
Wow.
The story doesn't unfold. Nah, they tell you who Judas is from the tip. Judas Iscariot, the one who betrayed him. The son of perdition. From the tip. So for 3.5 years, Jesus got this dude who you already know they be talking about you behind your back. You already know they're not as loyal as they act in front of you. But for 3.5 years, watch this. This is the proof. He says the night he was betrayed, he says, and one of y'all gonna betray me. Watch the reaction of the disciples. Is it I? Is it I? Is it I? Nobody knew he was talking about Judas. Why? Because he never mistreated him. If I could speak in tongues, I would do it right there.
Wow.
He never showed or demonstrated that he knew that you was the one that didn't talk about him. He never mistreated him. He walked with him. He talked with him. He ate with him. He supped with him. He trained him. He let him carry the money. Everything he did with the big three, he did with Judas. Every conversation he had with them, he had with Judas. How many of us gonna treat somebody that way when you know they talking about you behind your back? Is that in agreement or a question?
Both.
Gotcha. Okay.
When you said he knew, like, out of all those people that was with Jesus, and one of them was the son of perdition, don't you think it'll be the same in these days too?
I'm not quite sure I get the question.
Out of all the people that's in Christ in these days, one of them is gonna be the son of perdition.
Yeah, it might be you. Here's the truth though. All of us got some Judas in us. You betrayed somebody. You know that lie you told mama? That was betrayal. Right? And now I'm picking on Paul, but all of us have, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Somebody who has broke their back for you and you wasn't always as loyal as you claim you are. When somebody was talking about your friend or your sister and you didn't stop it. I've always asked the question, why you feel so comfortable talking about me in front of them? If somebody told you all that, why was they so comfortable telling you? Yeah, that's another question. You got to think about that, right? If somebody come and tell you everything that was said, why did they feel so comfortable telling you about me, though? You know, all of us got some Judas in us. But what I like about Jesus, he didn't treat him sideways. No. One of y'all gonna betray me? Nobody had a clue. Because Jesus didn't treat you different. Oftentimes in the text we see that Jesus had compassion on them. That word compassion can be translated closely associated with kindness. He had compassion. Even though he was frustrated, he showed compassion. Even though he knew what the end was going to be, he had compassion. He knew the same. He knew when he came riding in on that donkey. Y'all niggas love me now. But tomorrow y'all going to be hollering crucify me.
Wow.
Yet he wept because he had compassion for them. He died because he had compassion for them. He endured the cross because he had compassion on them and he had compassion on us. So what's your excuse? What you so mad about? No, you've never had to endure what he had to endure. Yeah, somebody didn't call you back like they said they would. Yeah, somebody said that you the one who broke his toe. Ankle. Somebody said something unflattering about you. But last I checked, you haven't been hung up on a cross yet. And if he can remain kind and show compassion, I don't think we should struggle like we struggle with doing the same. So ladies, I want you to always act like a lady, but I want you to think like a Christian. Period. Fellas. It's one thing about being manly, and don't get this man code stuff twisted. Men don't do. Jesus wept, he hugged, he was kind, he was compassionate. He was willing to be selfless for them. So in all your manliness, you still can be a Christian man. Amen?
Amen.